Welcome to the show, everyone. It's the Crypto Lark. Today, I wanted to highlight for you some interesting low market cap coins that might have a lot of potential moving forward this year. Before we get into that list, a quick shout out to everyone who's been hitting that like button, and of course, everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that button down below or the bell to stay up to date with all of the latest in the crypto space. Furthermore, in spite of this big pile of money behind me, this is not professional financial advice. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. I really want to highlight here too, DYOR, guys, do your own research. I'm just providing a list of projects that are interesting for you that if you haven't heard about them yet, maybe you want to go and take a look and do your research on them. I know there's so many projects coming out that it's really hard to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, but these are ones that I think definitely have a lot of potential, good teams behind them or good fundamentals or whatever it might be. Now, I really want to highlight here too that these low market cap coins have a real serious side effect that I want you guys to really consider because it's very serious and not many people take this into account when investing in low market cap coins. And that is, of course, sick gains. Now, sick gains might sound like fun, but you have to realize you will be up all night checking your blockfolio. Your friends will start to abandon you as all you ever talk about is cool low market cap blockchain projects and how they're going to revolutionize the world with decentralization. And you will have money problems that you've never had before where you just simply have nowhere to put it anymore. Of course, DYR, guys, not professional financial advice. Let's go ahead and get into it. Origin Trail is the first one I want to talk about today. Now, Origin Trail is a supply chain on the blockchain. This has been a very popular theme for blockchain and is a really great fit for blockchain. We have quite a few ICOs which are on the way, which are going to be doing supply chain on the blockchain. We have quite a few projects which are already out and are very prominent, which are doing supply chain on the blockchain. VeChain, Walton Chain, of course, being two of the very big ones. Origin Trail, though, is a very interesting competitor in this space. They kind of came to the market at not the most fortuitous time, I would say. But supply chain's hot, and they've got a growing list of partners, an enthusiastic community, and it's a multiple award-winning project. In fact, they just recently won the Walmart Award in Beijing, so it definitely makes it a bit worth taking a look at. Market cap $43 million. So this is on the higher side of some of the ones that we're going to be looking at today, but still a lot of potential forward investment potential when you realize, for example, where Walton Chain or VeChain are currently, even with the market being down. Next one up is Ravencoin. Ravencoin has been getting a lot of interest recently partially because of the Overstock CEO, Patrick Byrne. He's been out talking about Ravencoin. But really, I think it speaks to a lot of the enthusiasts of decentralization because it's really started off as a fair mining idea. The distribution's been fairly done. There hasn't been an ICO. There hasn't been some big whales coming in and taking it all up. Assets on the blockchain are going to be big in the future. Ravencoin's looking to do that, but in a fair, decentralized way. Currently $34 million market cap. Some of you may be put off by that 21 billion max supply, but you have to remember this is being mined, so that is the max supply that will be reached in many years. That's not going to happen overnight, right? So it is simply mining at the moment. We will see that being a deflationary cryptocurrency as time moves on and the block rewards start to have. The next one up is Electrify Asia. Cool, electrifying. This is a recent ICO project. This is a Southeast Asian electricity marketplace for peer-to-peer electricity trading. Now, this is an existing business in Singapore that has now adopted blockchain to really spread peer-to-peer energy trading across Southeast Asia. Electricity and blockchain have been a very popular combination. Obviously, Power Ledger is the big name when it comes to this, and Power Ledger's team is absolutely stellar, and I can see why they've grown so much. Other projects like WePower are also very compelling, but then some projects really have never taken off, even if they are good projects and have good teams behind them. Electrify Asia, though, I am very, very encouraged by the fact they do have an existing business, and that they, for example, have the Omise Go guy, Jun, as an advisor, and that there's already a lot of talk between how Electrify Asia is going to be having synergies with Omise Go when they have their wallet out. So there's a lot of interesting potential here for that. Currently, the market cap's around $27 million. So if you look at Power Ledger, for example, you can see how much potential there is for growth with Electrify Asia if they can really get a compelling message out there. So that's one thing for them to watch out for, but definitely an interesting project to have a look into. Haven is the next one. Stable coins are very popular at the moment as well. Haven is aiming to be a stable coin that's not backed by imaginary dollars like Tether, but backed by blockchain, right? So essentially what you have is a two-token system where you have the nomens, which represent the dollars in this situation. So you have a dollar nomen, and you'll have the Haven tokens. Now the Haven tokens, those are going to be maintaining the liquidity in the network, and that you'll actually get rewarded for maintaining the liquidity in the network. So you, as a holder of Haven tokens, you can actually have this as a long-term investment where you get continual rewards, assuming that, of course, the Haven stablecoin takes off and gets popular. You'll have a lot of chance there for a long-term investment with this one. Currently, the market cap's around $27 million as well. So again, very big potential moving forward there for growth. Expire. Blockchain enterprise solutions are very popular right now. We see all kinds of different solutions coming in to help businesses adopt blockchain or utilize blockchain at least just to save them money. And that's kind of where Expire comes in. They want to help solve pain points for businesses at the same time reducing fees. So if you can go to a business and say, hey, we're going to save you money and make the process easier for you, a lot of businesses are going to respond to that message. They also have a growing list of partners, and they are a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Very interesting project, Expire. Currently only $18 million market cap. Massive forward potential for growth. Banyan Network. #1 global data fusion value network. Cool. Data and blockchain together. You guys know that data and blockchain really have a great potential fit here, where you can monetize your data on the blockchain, secure your data on the blockchain. This is going to be big. Banyan Network could be a big player in that because of the people that are involved. I think really it's not only a highly competent team, but they've got Daniel from Loopring and the high performance blockchain guy as advisors and investors. And if you actually look at some of the other advisors, you can see they've really got some big connections. So considering that the current market cap on Banyan Network's only 15 million, think about that one. DAO Wallet. Self-sovereign wallet, putting you in charge of your data. You can market it or you can keep it. Tim Draper is an investor, as well as Mark Benioff. This is really one that has been wrecked since the ICO. And it's not because it's a bad project. It's a good project. It's a great idea. Again, I love the monetization of your data because your data is highly valuable. And the current system we have doesn't let businesses really benefit that much from buying your data. They don't actually get great value out of buying your data, not as much value as they could get anyway. And of course, the people who are selling your data is not you, it's somebody else, and they're making all the money, like Facebook. So I love these projects. They're going to bring data ownership back and create the sovereign data ownership. I just love it. There's so many cool projects out there working on this right now. This is one of them, and that's something to keep in mind, though, is that there is a lot of competition in the space. But they basically came to the market at a terrible time, and so have really seen a lot of loss in value since they did hit the market. But it's a very interesting project, only a $13 million market cap. Hackin. I just did an interview with Dima from Hackin. Really cool guy, really gives me a lot of faith in the team developing Hackin. And this is such a necessary project in the blockchain space because the amount of theft and scamming and hacking going on is out of control. Ian Bellina just got hacked the other day. Every ICO that comes out basically has half a dozen phishing sites and all kinds of other malarkey happening at the same time. They're aiming to come in and help with that problem. And so there's a lot of potential there for them to make a lot of money doing that. Not to mention that they're going to have exchange rankings coming up. So that's also a very interesting value proposition that they're adding in. And it's only $11.3 million market cap right now, which is probably one of the definitely the lower ones on the list that we're looking at today, but a very interesting and valuable project nevertheless, with also a very vibrant and active community. In fact, they've just helped out our next one, which is Jarell Network. They helped them avoid major losses to phishing scams during their ICO. And that brings us to Braille Network. Now, this is an ERC20 currency, equity, and commodity. So essentially, they want to bring currency, equity, and commodities to the Ethereum blockchain. Solid advisors. The ERC20 currency coins will be stable coins, essentially. The roadmaps are rather short-term roadmaps. So I think bringing these kind of financial tools to the blockchain, and I know, again, there's a lot of people out there doing it, and this is not a totally unique idea in that situation. So that's something to point out here. But the advisors here are really good, but there's a lot of competition for companies like Jarell Network. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Nearly a $40 million market cap at the moment as well. Proppy is up next. Now, I have to apologize to you guys because this has just listed on Bittrex about 8 or 9 hours ago. I've been planning to talk about this, but unfortunately, yeah, it's like doubled in value overnight. But if you kind of wait for that to die down a little bit, you could probably still get a good position in on Proppy while it's still relatively cheap. But blockchain real estate, there's been quite a few projects out there that have tried this, but I think Proppy's been having the most success with bringing real estate and blockchain together. Obviously, cross-border settlements is a great use for blockchain. Instead of doing bank transfers that take a large percentage of your funds potentially, you can actually buy property with cryptocurrency directly without having to go through the whole process. So that's pretty cool, especially if you make cryptocurrency or you've been earning a lot of cryptocurrency or been doing a lot of trading, and now you have all this cryptocurrency and you think, gosh, well, I could trade it out to fiat, but then I have to deal with all the fees involved with that. And then you can just go straight up and buy a house with Proppy. In fact, I like that they've kept it rather simple with their initial deployment, only in a few different cities around the world. They will be expanding, of course, but currently they've just got a small base and they're trying to really build that up and get it going. So you can see some of the properties listing here. So that's pretty cool. And of course, your deed will then go on the blockchain. So you have a permanent record of your purchase of that property listed on the blockchain. Now that may not be so relevant for San Francisco, but for places like Honduras, yeah, that may indeed be very relevant. And currently, as mentioned, they have seen this just massive spike here with a nearly 100% increase. But that was only $22 million a few hours ago. Keep an eye on Proppy if you like it. I'd watch for it to come back down a little bit after that Bittrex listing. Let the hype die down a little bit, guys. Honorable mention here as well. Decision token. Horizon State has just signed a deal with Indonesia, particularly the island of Sumatra, which is a giant island with millions and millions of people on it, to be working to really bring these kind of blockchain solutions to the people there. So that's a very interesting partnership and definitely makes it one to keep an eye on. And finally, just an honorable mention to really so many different projects down here, because if you start looking down here, kind of below 50 million, there's just so many gems down here, guys. We have Tyrion, for example, we have Tomo Chain, INS Ecosystem, Universa, Q-Link, and on down we go. There's a lot of good stuff here, especially between kind of the 20 to 50 range. You can see a lot of good things, and there's still a few decent little gems kind of in the sub 20 market as well that you can kind of come in and have a look at. Grella's 21, of course, but so there's a lot of opportunity out there, but you have to do your own research, guys. You have to do your homework on these. These are definitely more speculative options. You know, it's not as easy as simply going and investing in Bitcoin, which is still speculative, of course, but nevertheless, that's just my opinion, guys. You'll let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.